Hello, and happy Easter. I'm Brian Hennig, and I have the privilege of serving as an editor at Northwestern Publishing House, where we produce faith-building books, devotionals, and resources to help Christians of all ages grow closer to their Savior and find peace in an uncertain world. Does it ever feel like fear has taken control of your life, holding you in its icy grip and robbing you of peace? Maybe it's the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, or the fear that things will never get better. Fear can creep into our hearts when we least expect it, whispering doubts and stirring anxiety. It makes our world feel smaller, our hope feel distant, and our faith feel weak. When fear settles in, it can feel impossible to shake. But you are not alone in this struggle. The disciples knew that feeling all too well. After the horrifying events of Good Friday, fear had become their constant companion. Just days earlier, they had walked beside Jesus, watched him perform miracles, and listened to his words of life. Now, they were hiding behind locked doors, afraid that the same religious leaders who had crucified their Lord would come for them next. Their world had been turned upside down. Their hope seemed to have died along with Jesus. They were confused, uncertain, and afraid. Then, on that first Easter Sunday evening, everything changed. Behind those locked doors, in the midst of their fear, Jesus came and stood among them. The very one they thought was dead was now alive, standing before them in his resurrected glory. And what were his first words to his frightened followers? "Peace be with you." Imagine that moment. The disciples were expecting danger, but instead, they were met with peace. They were expecting despair, but instead they were met with joy. They were expecting condemnation for their failures, but instead they were met with grace. Jesus showed them his hands and his side, the marks of his suffering, the proof of his victory. And in that moment, fear melted away. Their sorrow turned to gladness. The locked doors no longer mattered because their Savior was alive. He had conquered death. He had overcome the grave. And if Jesus was alive, then they had nothing left to fear. That same peace is for you and me. The world gives us many reasons to be afraid, but Jesus gives us something greater, his peace. This is not a fragile peace that crumbles under pressure. It is not a temporary peace that depends on our circumstances. This is the peace that comes from knowing that Christ has won the victory. He has defeated sin, death, and the power of the devil. He is alive, and because he lives, we are never alone. His presence is with us in our fear, in our uncertainty, in our darkest moments. And his message to us is the same as it was to the disciples. Peace be with you. Let those words of your risen Savior speak to your heart today. He is here. He is alive. And in him, you have peace.